back to the kitchen. We are at it again. We are cooking, we are baking, we are doing it all. And yes, you guessed it, we are inventing. Well, not inventing. We are recreating. That's the better word. But we are sharpening our skills, I guess, with our sourdough discard because we are still swimming in this thing. So swimming through TikTok, surfing through TikTok again. And at this point, I think I have some type of relationship, at least in my head, with some of these people on TikTok. So again, I am on this person's page, and I am going to probably be recreating at least a couple of her recipes because I scroll through her TikTok and I went into her page. I don't know what this page is called, but she tells us to go into her page to find her recipes. And man, do they look delicious. And I've seen a lot of people on TikTok recreate this. And this is called the sourdough discard garlic pull apart bread. And y'all probably already know who I'm speaking about. She goes by This Jess Cooks, and this thing looks amazing to say the least. So I'm going to give you what she uses, and I'll let you know what I will be changing or substituting or whatnot. So the recipe goes as follows. It's a 1/4 cup of non-dairy milk. She says you have to warm it to 110 Fahrenheit. I'm using regular 1% milk. 1.5 teaspoons of instant yeast, 2 teaspoons of granulated sugar, 1 1/3 cups, plus 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 200 grams. She tells you it's about 3/4 cups of sourdough discard, which means that's unfed at room temperature. So I will be pulling out my kitchen scale for that. 1 egg that's lightly beaten, and 1 tablespoon of fresh parsley or rosemary that's chopped. I literally went into my garden to pluck this parsley out. This is the curly kind. Totally surprised that it's still alive. Here in Bronx, New York, we have not had a freeze or anything yet. We have gotten close. We have gotten down to about 34, 35. But in the near future, maybe in the next couple of days, I think we are flirting with it. So I even have a live tomato plant out there that is growing in between a couple of stones. I've just left it. It has a couple of tomatoes on it. They're not turning red. I'm just leaving it there so I can run my fingers through it. But anywho, is continuing. A teaspoon of kosher salt. I just have my Redmond's real salt here that I'm using. It's fine sea salt. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder and 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Mine's is salted, so I might not choose to use the salt. That's what I have done in some of my recipes before. I think I've used one of her recipes already. I think it's the cinnamon rolls. You guys will see that video coming to you guys soon, probably before this one. And for the topping, you have to use 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Like I already stated, my butter is salted. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley or rosemary that is chopped. I hope I have enough parsley. I don't cook with parsley. I just grew it to grow it because it looks pretty. So It just happens that I have it and it's gonna hopefully work for this recipe. I hope we like it because, like I said, I don't use it. I don't even think I've tasted it. I smell it. I don't kind of like the smell, so I hope it doesn't, mess with this recipe because I want to actually eat this. And flake sea salt for the topping, and that is pretty much it. So obviously, the first thing that we have to do for this is bloom our yeast. So we have to warm our milk and combine our instant yeast with sugar in our bowl, and we will be using our KitchenAid stand mix for this. She says that you don't have to, you can just easily just do this in a regular bowl, but I've already said this in a couple of my other videos. My psoriatic arthritis just flares up when I be doing half of these things. So if I can use my KitchenAid stand mixer, I will definitely pull it out and use it. So we're gonna go ahead and bloom our yeast. And while we are waiting for that to happen, because it takes about 5 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, I kind of seem that that's my sweet spot for my yeast to bloom. We are going to just combine all our other ingredients, or mix stuff or chop stuff in between behind the scenes. I'll definitely do that, behind cameras, because why keep you guys around for all of that? This intro has been long enough. So let's go ahead and bloom our yeast, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready for the next steps. All right, guys. So I got everything ready. I got the flour ready. So that is 1 cup and 3/4 of all-purpose flour. I got the butter ready. That is 2 tablespoons that I melted in the microwave. And I have the garlic. We're going to be doing 1/2 teaspoon. The sourdough is ready. I have to double check on how the sourdough discard is ready. I have to double check how much of that we're going to be using. 1 egg that is slightly beaten, and I have the parsley here that is, might I say, finely chopped. I put that knife to work. And over here in the KitchenAid bowl, we have the yeast that is already bloomed. So we are going to turn you guys completely around so you guys can see this what is it, dough ball, shaggy dough form in front of your eyes. So let's go ahead and get this started. All right, so we have you guys at this angle. This is completely bloomed, like we already stated. So we are going to literally just throw everything in here, and then we're just gonna let it do its thing. So we are going to start off with the flour. So I'm gonna take off the dough hook just so I can go ahead and just dump everything in here, and then we're just gonna have a collective of dishes. So fun for me, right? So that was the 1 1/4 cup of flour. We have the 1 egg that is lightly beaten. Come on. Everybody in the bowl. And this is 200 grams. Mine actually came out to 202, so I'm just a little over. No biggie. Using a spatula just to aid me to get everybody in the bowl. You know how I am. I try to leave no man behind. Now, like I already stated, she does say it's supposed to be a shaggy dough. But if it is too moist or wet in consistency, like your dough, she does say to, leave, well, not leave from this flour, but take out an extra 2 tablespoons of flour so you can add to it so it can become less shaggy or less moist in consistency. But we will see what happens. Now we're gonna add our 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. To be honest, I would prefer to add more garlic, but we're gonna go with the recipe and we're gonna see how it comes out. And if my family loves it, I will recreate it and add more garlic. In this household, we like garlic, so we will see. 1 tablespoon of parsley goes in there. Mine was loosely packed, not, you know, densely, because I don't have much of it, so it is what it is. And we are going to attach our dough hook back on. We are going to put this down, lock it, and we are going to let this mix at a low speed. Once we see this form a semi, ball, we are going to start adding our 2 tablespoons of melted butter that we have here. So far, so good. Alright, so as you guys can see, we do have a ball forming on the hook. So I'm going to start adding our butter. Alright, that's all of our butter. And it doesn't take long for this dough ball to form. I'm just waiting for it to pick up some of the consistency or the mixture that's on the left hand side over here. Other than that, we should be pretty decent. I'm gonna let it knead for about another 2 more minutes. I don't think she says in the recipe how long to let it knead for. If she does, I'll let you know when I get back, but I'll let it knead for a little bit. I'll be back with you guys shortly. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and turn this little guy off. She did say, the ball should form 3 to 4 minutes. So we are definitely good. It is not sticky or tacky at all. I think I have a very, very good consistency. I'm going to leave it right here. I'm going to turn you guys around where we're going to put it to rest. All right, so we are going to put it in this glass bowl. And we are going to grease it with just some regular olive oil spray. Just a good, area circumference. I didn't want to take it off of the dough hook because I didn't want it to go onto the bowl over here and get sticky. So this is what it's looking like. Looks tiny. So I'm just, It smells really good, guys. It really, really does. All right, so I'm just putting it into a little ball. Doesn't say that you have to, but I've just gotten accustomed to this, you know, making my own bread now. This is what I've just gotten accustomed to it. Just gonna put a little bit just on top. I don't want it to dry out. And from here, we're just gonna put, I need to get those shower caps. I could put a towel over it, but I want it to just hold in its heat, you know, if it creates any heat, or, you know, any heat from internal temperature from the house. But I need to get those shower caps in the 99-cent store. I just haven't left my house. So, but in the interim, I guess, you know, cling will save the day. So we're just gonna put some cling saran wrap on it. If I can break this properly. And this is gonna sit here for 60 to 90 minutes, so about an hour and a half, and then we will revisit it. So we can divide it up and shape it and spread our butter, parsley, and I think garlic spread in the middle, and put it in our vessel and do all our good stuff to it, and then hopefully bake it. And my plan is, or my hope is, to hopefully have this with dinner. So let's hope that we get to it. I'm just wanting to surprise my family. This is what I've been doing. This is what my life has consisted to, which is amazing. I love this. I love this, you know, part of my life where I'm at, where I'm just doing this for my family, and they actually like it. So I'm not complaining. So I'm going on to my next task. Which you guys will see in the channel as well, because like I said, I'm swimming in sourdough discard, and I am just, you know, trying to use it before I lose it. So we're gonna have this guy rest for 90 minutes, and I will see you at the tail end. All right, so while that rises, the instructions are telling us to go ahead and make the mixture that's going to go in between each layer. That's what I'm going to call it. So it's calling for 6 tablespoons of softened butter. This is softened. It's a little bit on the cold side, but I don't think it makes sense. Butter, margarine, whatever. Hee-hoo, not the same, but that's what we're using. So I have 2 tablespoons here. This is the parsley that I have left. She's calling for 2 tablespoons. I don't think there's 2 tablespoons here. Mere 1 tablespoon, and I'm probably being on the generous side when I'm calling this 2 tablespoons, but whatever. This is what we have, and that's what we're using. So we have the 2 tablespoons of butter here. We're gonna go ahead and cut 4 more over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We just pour it down here because we have to put the other one away, right? Or use it for another recipe, which we might later, but we'll see how far we get today. And this is fairly easy, actually, because all you have to do is just mix the ingredients together. And that's why I'm going to be aiding myself with a fork. And she wants just one teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to put a hefty teaspoon of garlic powder. next time, I keep saying this, I want to use maybe a combination of garlic powder and like mince powder, or if not mince powder, ajo majao or molillo, like apilon. Like if y'all know me, I'm Hispanic, and you know that's what we do. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I'm just gonna sit here. You see, like it's still cold, but with the fork is gonna aid me on. I mean, I should have used my meat grinder, like you know, like my little meat masher, to do this. But I'm gonna be able to work all of this in because I have time. So let me ply all of this together and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. All right, guys, so that's what it's looking like. I got everything incorporated. It smells really good. It smells delicious. I think probably would have gone for more garlic, but that's me being me in general. Like I said, garlic loving family, but I don't know, when it's all incorporated together, then I'll let you guys know. But this is giving me like a scampi, like a shrimp scampi, red lobster vibes. That's what this is reminding me of, but we'll see. We'll see when it's all said and done. So I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna wash some dishes because I have quite a couple of dishes, and we'll wait till that rises. We still have an hour and 20 minutes to go. Get rid of my garbage, and I'll see you guys, like I said, in the tail end. All right, so it's been an hour and like 40 minutes, so a little over. This is what the dough is looking like. I'm trying to get the saran wrap off of it. Clearly it's stuck on it. All right, so without the saran wrap, that's what the dough is looking like. It smells good. So we are gonna go ahead and put it on our flat surface over here. But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and grease our loaf pan over here again with some olive oil. Might as well just go ahead and get it prepped while we're at it. Ooh, looks like I'm out. Let me get a brush so I can evenly spread that. All right, well, my spray decided to finish, but I got enough that I can go ahead and just use my little tool here, my little brush, and spread that all around. And leave this nice and oiled up and prepped. So when we are ready to put our little pieces in there, we can go ahead and do so. All right, that looks good. So we're gonna go ahead and set that to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the stove. My oven is already preheated at 375. And we are gonna go ahead, my surface is clean. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this on here. As you can see, it has oil from the bowl because it had some already on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just churn it backwards. Now, the recipe tells us to cut it into 12. So I'm gonna go ahead and try. So we're gonna cut it in half. From there, we're gonna cut that into halves. We're gonna see if we can do this. And these we're just gonna cut into 3s. Right? Does that work out? I think that works out, right? Now, are they going to be even? Probably not. But we will work with what we got. Oh, I'm trying to take one of the other ones. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and set all of these guys over here. And we're just gonna go ahead and start. Now, I think she starts by doing one of these. She kind of flattens it out. She does this all by hand. She doesn't need a rolling pin or anything. She makes kind of like one of these kind of shapes. Yeah, just like that. She makes kind of one of those shapes. Not too thin, not too thick. And then she takes her butter. Now this butter has been sitting outside. I didn't put it back in because what was the point, you know, into the fridge. And she takes some of it. She doesn't say like a teaspoon or a quarter of a teaspoon or what per. And we're gonna try to just put some of it on it. And we're gonna trust the process here, guys. Trust the process. And we're gonna evenly try to coat as much of it as we can without stretching the dough any further. And then from there, we're just gonna fold it onto itself. Oh God, I hope this works out. And then we're gonna bring the loaf pan back in, and then you just start layering it as is. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of the 12 of them, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. All right, so this is what it's looking like. It does not fill up my loaf pan right now, but I do know that it has to do its second rise. So that's about another, I think, 25 to 35 minutes. And then from there, we bake it. So I am going to saran wrap it again and let it do its second rise. I already have my oven preheated. I think I already stated that because I'm just anticipating this. We have leftovers from yesterday in terms of like rice and black beans. So I love that for me because that's just a little bit less that I have to do in the kitchen. So this is going to be paired off with that. I am going to be making steak. My steak's from Butcher Box. I had a box come in yesterday and my kids are excited. They get excited when they see my Butcher Box come in. So that's what we will be, well, we so many people because I don't eat steak. That's what they will be having today for dinner with the white rice and the black beans. And I will be having some leftover chicken from yesterday. And obviously this will pair off very nicely. So I am going to be actually placing this in the middle section of my stove because it's actually nice and warm on there right now because I have my oven already preheated. And we're going to leave this there for anywhere between 25 to 35 minutes, which is what the recipe states. And I'll bring you guys back at that point just to show you how it rose, and then we will put it in the oven at 375 like I already stated. And the recipe says, I think, to bake it for 25 or 30 minutes, or until golden brown, and then to serve it warm. So I have my steaks already thawing or already thawed out, so I'm gonna go ahead and season them, and maybe we'll have an early dinner, because right now it's about 2:45. My husband should be coming out soon, but my son already started working as a registered nurse, and he doesn't come out till 7, but my daughter's home, so we'll see what we do. I have to juggle this out. We're learning this new schedule for us, because all of this is happening as we speak. All of this is new, but we'll see, because I would like for him to eat this warm, so we'll see. If not, he's just gonna have to heat it up in the air fryer, and then he'll just have it a little toasty. But we'll bring you guys back when we're ready to put this in the oven. All right, so it's been exactly 35 minutes, and this is what she's looking like. We're gonna take that saran wrap off, and I was worried that it was not gonna fill the pan, but obviously it expanded. We have some a little bit squish in the bottom down there, but I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna put it, oh my God, this thing smells fabulous. It smells so good. I'm gonna leave it just like that. The remaining of the butter, I put it, you know, just in globs, just like that, because I want it to just melt into this. Oh, yum. And I'm gonna put it in the oven. Oven has been preheating for a little bit at 375. So in the oven it goes for 25 to 30 minutes, or until golden brown. And then I am going to pull it out. So the reveal will be in seconds for you guys, but in 30 minutes for me. So I will see you on the tail end. So this is the end result. Mine went on in the oven for actually about 40 minutes. Your oven may vary, but it looks delicious. It smells delicious. It is still piping hot, so I'm not gonna break into it. But there we have it. Can't wait to enjoy it with dinner. Hubby's home, and I have the steak seasoned, so you guys know what to do. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, we will see you on the next video, from my kitchen to yours. Enjoy. Bye.